Hello, my fellow planeswalkers, and welcome back to Tech Your Deck. This is episode 2, and today we are focusing in on Mono Blue. There's going to be two cards we discuss today that everybody's heard of, but in those cases, I just want to make you aware of alternatives that are pretty cheap. First up today, we have Devastating Tide. Only about 4% of decks run this. It's 5 mana and you get to bounce all non-land permanents back to their owner's hand. It's a kind of sort of blue board wipe, but for 2, if you're able to draw it on your opponent's turn, you can bounce everything back for 2 mana. This is very similar to the next card, Cyclonic Rift. Cyclonic Rift is an instant all the time. And then for 7 mana, you can bounce just all their stuff back. Only thing I disliked about this card is like people just tend to overuse it in the sense that they'll do it all the time and not have a board state to just win. Like, I don't mind if you cast this and you win. Just win. 40% of decks run it. It's about $20 now since it got reprinted, and everything Double Masters is super cheap right now because nobody's playing cardboard. And this one is kind of also the costs here are like inverted, you know. Next up we have Washout. This is a quasi blue Wrath of God for 4 mana. You can return all permanents of one color back to their hand. So if you are facing like an Abzan player and a Rakdos player and a mono black, you're like, oh, we'll just send all the black stuff back and it's gone. That's pretty cool. Only about 1% of decks know about its existence. And it's pretty cheap to pick up. So if you're looking for $1 Wrath for blue, there you go. Next up, we have Inundate, I believe is how you say it. 0% know about this crazy thing. For about $4 to $5, depending on where you shop, you can spend 6 mana on your mono blue deck and send everybody packing. And just swing in with all your creatures if you're playing a heavy creature deck and kill everybody. Sounds good to me. And if you just cripple them or take 1 or 2 of the people out or take out the arch enemy, I'm pretty sure your other opponents wouldn't be sad if you killed off the arch enemy, or they just have to put out their creatures again. Next up we got Diminishing Returns. Now if you're building like Necrosar or something and you want a Time Twister effect, here you go. This one won't set you back more than a quarter or 2. You know, it's not much money at all. 0% of the decks are running it. Very few people know it's out there. So here you go. Time Twister effect to draw 7. And many people don't know about. And it's only 4 mana. Time Reversal, more people know about. Again, it's a great card for Necrosar decks. It costs 1 more mana, but you don't have to exile 10 cards. And it clocks in about $250. That's pretty good. Still a very good budgety card, and if you want to upgrade and not break the bank on it. Next up we have Spell Swindle, aka Treasure Drain. This is really good in the sense that for 5 mana, yes, I know it's 5 mana. Commander's a slower format. You can usually have mana up for this crazy thing. You get the treasure tokens right away, equal to the CMC. And that's good in case you have to do other things on your opponent's turns right then with the mana. I like it. When it first came out, I bought up a lot of these. It's like, this is going to be a future Commander staple. It's now a little bit above what I consider budget at $4, $3. somewhere in there. But at least it's better than our next card, Mana Drain. Oh dear lord. This thing's clocking in at like $50. You know, it's a great card for 2 mana. It's a lot cheaper than the other one, but you have to wait till your next main phase to get the colorless mana, and if you don't use it, it's gone. With Spell Swindle, it's any color you want it, and you get to hold on to it for as long as you need be. So I like that one a lot, more than this one. Both are fine cards. I just run the other one because it's cheaper monetarily wise. Next up, we have Part the Water Veil. This is another thing Blue loves to do, is take extra turns. There's a few 5-cost ones that do it. They're really expensive. This one is 6 mana. It's only about $2, and it has an option here for 9 mana, which, if you do it, good on you. You also get to have a 6/6 creature. A slightly more expensive upgrade to this is Walk the Aeons. Now this is pretty good in the Simic build too, where you could like sack a lot of lands, play more lands, cultivate, and go big nuts because it has a buyback of sacking 3 islands. Just please note, if you do that, your other opponents might get really salty at you for taking so many extra turns. Like Narset the Enlightened Master is one of those decks that you can see built a lot with taking bunches of extra turns. I just built it with equipment and smash people's faces. Still ridiculous, but not as bad as taking it infinite turns. But this is not used in many decks, and it's a slight upgrade with a buyback option. Next up, we have Ugin Insight. Now, we're going to have a card right after this that's a upgrade over this, but unlike last time where we had unrelated cards that didn't really have, people just didn't know about, I am surprised how few people know about this. This is very similar to Russian knowledge. And it's Jace talking to Ugin about how dumb he is. Oh, Jace, you're so dumb. So with this bad boy, you get to scry X, where X is the highest CMC, put him back, and then draw 3, like Jace's ingenuity. I love it. I really do. And it's not even a quarter on TCG. Not even. It's so good. I love it a lot. It's one of my favorite budget cards for blue. You can potentially draw scry huge amounts of cards, and with that new Sphinx that lets you draw equal to the scry, you could potentially draw like, 7, 8, 9 cards off this darn thing. And finally up is Overflowing Insight. So only about 1% of decks seem to know about this crazy thing. When it was in Ixalan and used in Modern, it was really expensive, but now that Modern's not running it currently, and like Pioneer's not being played, it's dropped a lot in value. So you can probably run out and get some if you want it for like your Necrosar deck or your Mono Blue deck. It's not a huge upgrade over Ugin Insight, but it's still a very nice card. So that's been all for Tech Your Deck Blue. I'm hoping to have the black one up on Wednesday as originally scheduled. I'm going to try to see if we can do 2 a week. It might work out to be more like 6 a month or something like that, or 7th a month. But we'll see. My name's been Dramo with the Wizards Arena. Please like, share, and subscribe. follow us on the Facebook, and if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and have yourselves a great day.